My friend fondled my boyfriend's pee-pee at an award ceremony, and when I confronted her she slapped me. I still can't believe that my friend groped my boyfriend's crotch. For context, the company I work for was holding an award ceremony, and luckily, I was one of the recipients of a commendation and a pay rise. It was a big deal, so I invited my boyfriend of 6 months to attend as my plus one. My friend Rebecca and a host of other friends and work colleagues were there as well. It was an amazing start until Rebecca started to act strangely. We have been friends for years, but ever since she got laid off, her mindset has turned sour and our friendship has changed for the worse. I have noticed her victimizing herself, refusing to pick herself back up and continually blaming the world for her problems. I thought it would make her feel better if I invited her, but it made her feel worse. She kept throwing sarcastic comments my way like, "Wow, Harriet, you haven't mentioned your award for 5 minutes? Are you okay?" It was unnecessary, and the whole table became progressively more uncomfortable as the evening went on. She even started heckling the other award winners and booing them as they went up on stage. I was mortified whenever I saw another angry side-eye flash into my periphery. She asked my friend Kim, "So Kim, when is the baby due?" Knowing full well that Kim has been struggling with her weight, and when Kim ran to the toilets in tears, Rebecca and I ran after her. As I helped Kim fix her makeup and reassure her, Rebecca decided to chime in. "Oh, cheer up, Chubbs, I was only kidding." I asked her what her problem was, and told her she couldn't treat my friends in such a cruel way, and she said, "Oh, I see, now that you are a big shot, you've lost your sense of humor." Up until that point, I had brushed off her behavior. It was my night and I didn't want anything to spoil it. Just before I was due on stage, I smiled at my boyfriend and saw that he had frozen, eyes wide and fists clenched. He looked at me and shook his head. I looked down and saw that Rebecca had her hand cupping his crotch. I shot up out of my seat and shouted at Rebecca, "Get your hands off my boyfriend's pee-pee." Our table, and the ones on each side, all gasped and stared. Soon enough, phones were being whipped out to film the drama. I continued, "Get outside now, Rebecca." She laughed and said that she had no idea what I was talking about and why I was so angry. I grabbed her by the arm and dragged her out of the hall. I was so angry that tears swelled in my eyes and every fiber of my body willed me to punch her. In a shaking voice I snarled, "Why did you grope my boyfriend?" She said, "Are you drunk, Harriet? I don't think you remember correctly." With a deep breath I responded, "Don't gaslight me. I saw what I saw." "Why did you do it?" She signed and leaned against the wall. "He seemed bored, Harriet. It was a joke, and besides, he didn't take my hand off, so he must have liked it." I lost my mind and reprimanded her for her behavior towards Kim, attitude, and general unpleasantness. I told her that we were no longer friends and that she needed to go away and fix herself. With that, she slapped me around the face, but I didn't hit back because I heard my name being called. Kim burst into the bathroom and ushered me into the hall, wiping my tears and fixing my mascara. With a stretched smile, I graciously accepted my award and sat back down, still shaking. I couldn't help but fixate on the fact that my boyfriend hadn't removed Rebecca's hand. He went to kiss me, but I didn't move or look at him. That was the last time I saw Rebecca. Seemingly she left after I went back into the hall. When I asked my boyfriend why he froze without taking action against her, he shrugged and said I was in shock. I didn't expect it. "What was I meant to do? Push her hand off?" I exclaimed. I know that in these types of situations, fight, flight or freeze responses are to be expected. Initially, I asked if he was okay and he said he was. I don't want to be too judgmental, knowing that if, hypothetically, a guy grabbed one of my girlfriends and she froze, I'd be the first one to accuse him of assault and accept her lack of action as reasonable. But I have struggled with how expressionless he has been and how he even laughed about it. Is that a defense mechanism, or did he secretly like that Rebecca was the one touching him?